Hey friends, welcome back. It's your girl Mandy Yoa. How we all doing? Let me just make sure my phone's on silent, and it is. And people don't know how to leave me the hell alone. You know what I'm sick of? These goddamn text messages. I feel like we've gotten a little out of control with the text messages, with the sales and the this and the that. Half, if you could see my text, like I will say if I have 5 text messages, right? 4 of those are from stores and businesses trying to get me to buy from them. Pump the mother effing brakes on it, okay? Before I lose my mind. All right? A little too much for me, but I hope we're all doing well. I hope we're all surviving this winter once again. We got more snow. I feel like this snowstorm was a little more manageable. If you're on the Northeast, I know some of you listen to me from sunny Florida. Listen, I love to be there. Matter of fact, there's a rumor that Pam's going to be there in Clearwater to watch them Phillies Friday, March 13th. Wink, wink. Mark your calendar. See you there. Be there or be square or be cold in the Northeast. But yeah, I got an episode for you today. What are we going to rant and rave about today? Let's see. Let's see. Well, we already know we're sick of the weather, right? In my just in case you're probably wondering where the hell she at. Due to the weather, I didn't feel like going down to the store to parking down there. I wasn't sure if, it was going to be bad. I didn't want to take up a spot that a customer could take up. So I thought, let me just keep my ass at home and do the podcast. So we are in my humble abode. Okay, so welcome. As you see my cheetah print blanket. This is a familiar background. I do a lot of my Pam videos here, so I'm sure some of you recognize it. But yes, I'm at home today. Got the natural lighting coming into windows. Everything looks good. I had to put Harper in the other room. Harper, that's my golden retriever. For those of you who, if you're not following me on Instagram, what are you doing? It's Amanda Yoa. But I've talked about Harper, and thank you all for keeping her in your prayers during her journey. She has osteosarcoma. We found out this past October. So, girlfriend is very noisy now when she speaks. She is, or just breathes, honestly. She's very noisy. It sounds like a pig, honestly. Like she's just very, where her tumor is, it's very much like in her nasal cavity. So it affects her breathing. So I had to put her in the other room. Otherwise, you would be hearing that the whole time. And a part of me is like, should I even care? Because I know you all understand, but it will also distract me because my squirrel brain will go haywire. So yeah, I'm at home. I gotta tell you, like, I'm looking at the weather. You know how you can look at the extended forecast, and I'm glad it's warming up. I seen some 60s on there. Call me crazy as my heat just kicks off. But I seen some 60s on there, and I'm happy for it. Okay, we're welcoming it. If one thing this winter did was it kicked our asses. It kicked our asses. And I'm done with it, quite frankly. Okay? I've been stuck in this house. There's nothing to do when the weather's shitty. You can't sit outside. I'm very much a outdoorsy type of gal. Not outdoorsy to where I like to get my hands dirty, but like more like outdoorsy, like, I like to sit out on a lanai and have a cocktail and listen to music and watch TV outside. Watch the Phillies game while I'm having a drink. That's my outdoorsy type of gal that I am. And you just can't do that in the wintertime. And it's starting to get to me. Call it what is it, the winter blues or whatever. And I talked about keeping myself occupied by redoing the my entryway when you first walk in. I hung these things. The one Christmas, they were like these. You probably saw them on the TikTok shop, the floating candles. If you have not, do yourself a favor, don't get those things because you have to hang the hooks. They stick to the top of the roof of your ceiling, and they pull the paint off. So I found that out trying to yank the paint off. I yanked one off and it took the paint off. So the rest of them are still up there. So I already know I have to paint the ceiling. I wanted to wallpaper like the three walls and then leave the one wall like an accent color that's going up the stairs. And the thought of doing it, like I was pumped. I'm like, this is going to be my mental health project that I do so that I don't get like seasonal depression come February because I know that's how I get. And I feel like I waited too long. I waited too long and I allowed my depression to slip in. And now I just have no motivation to do it. So screw it. Um, it is what it is. Maybe I'll conjure up the energy next week. I don't know. I just hate when we set ourselves. Did I set myself up for failure? I might have. I don't know, but I just don't have the energy to do it. So now I'm sitting here looking at it, getting disgusted with myself because these kids ruin my house. I can see like the baseboards that need to be like, touched up because there's like literal like nicks taken out of it. It's a mess. So I know it has to be done. I really do. I like nice things. I know it has to be done, but it's just conjuring up the energy to do it. I don't have it. I don't have it right now. God help me. But in any other news, I mean, as I wouldn't have it, it could be from the kidney infection that I have in other news. Has anybody ever been the type of girl? Now I'm speaking specifically to the girls. Actually, no, this could go men or women, honestly, because we can all suffer from a UTI. I just know in women we get them more frequently. So I seldom get signs and symptoms of a UTI until it escalates into a full-blown bladder/kidney infection. And then it's like borderline, you need to get an antibiotic ASAP or you're going to have to go in the hospital and get IV antibiotics. I've also had bouts of kidney stones. So I wasn't sure, like, my TV just turned on by itself. Okay, somebody wants to say hello. In other news, let's get back to the UTI. So, okay, that freaked me out a little bit. That really freaks me out because nobody's in this goddamn house and the remote is sitting right here. So who would turn that TV on? I want to know. What do you want from me? I have no money. I have no money. I have nothing to give you. What do you want? What do you want? Are you going to take me somewhere? Take me to Florida. Take me to Florida, please, for the love of God. Anywho, back to the UTI. So I have a kidney infection it's going away, but it just came on suddenly. I like got up, went to the bathroom one morning, and just got a sharp like pain in my side, and I'm like, I knew what it was. Thank God for telehealth appointments too, because this was like in the midst of the snowstorm. So I'm thinking to myself, great. So if I need to go in the hospital, I'm going to have to truck through this snowstorm to get there. So hopefully it doesn't get to that point. Shout out to telehealth appointments. You guys, now let me know if I'm wrong, but I had the greatest experience with the telehealth appointment. I seldom do them. I don't often go, right? I'll take my ass to urgent care and sit there. I don't think I'll ever do that again. I literally went on first thing in the morning, put my information in. They called me. Oh no, I called the number. The girl puts my information in, right? Within 2 minutes, there's a doctor pops up on my screen. I tell him what's wrong with me. I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I got something going on. Like, I don't ever get signed. So I explained to him the whole bit, and he's like, all right, I'll prescribe you some antibiotics. Is this your pharmacy? I'll make you up. That's it. He's like, all right, have a good one. I'm like, you too, hon. Like, literally 5 minutes, maybe. All right. Best 5 minutes I've ever spent getting something done medically. In and out. I'm like, listen, I don't care how much that copay was. Time well spent. I'm a very much like no bullshit. I hate, and this might just be my urgent care or urgent cares around here, but like I'm there at least 2 hours. Half the time I'm sitting there and I'm like, where is this doctor? What is this doctor doing? Then I see her out there and I'm like, what are you doing? Come in here and help me. Send me on my way. I don't want to be here just as much as you don't want to be here. So let's have the same mindset of not wanting to be here together. You don't want to see me. I don't want to see you. So get me in and get me the hell out. So that telehealth is the way to go. If you got that type of mindset, telehealth is the way to go. So I got my antibiotic, but I told them, I'm like, listen, I'm the type of gal where I don't get symptoms of UTI until it escalates. So I don't know what that's called. And I don't know if there is a term for that. Maybe some girlies are just like me. Let me know. Um, but I wish there was a way to tell until it got to that point because it's a little scary, and then you flirt with death a little bit, I gotta say. So gladly that didn't happen, and then you gotta hope the antibiotic they give you is strong enough. So far so good. But I just thought, that I'd ask that question for my girls or my guys, like, are you that same person too? um I'm just glad it wasn't a kidney stone. I did not want to have to pass a kidney stone in 2026. No, thank you. Okay. But if there's anything that having a kidney infection probably taught me, it's something that I've brought up before, and it's probably a lie that I tell myself. I know we all have a lie that we tell ourselves. It's true. Maybe God was like, you know what? You need to recognize that although you think you don't have this problem, in fact, Amanda, you do. And as much as you say you're going to work on it, your ass hasn't worked on it. So we're going to shut her down. We're going to shut her down until you figure out what's going on. And that denial lie for me is that I'm not addicted to coffee. I want to take this platform to say, my name is Amanda Yoa, and I am addicted to coffee. It has now become a problem where my body is shutting down because all I choose to pump into it is Java. Okay? Will I stop? No, I won't. No, I won't. I feel like there are worse things in life that I could be addicted to, given my track record. So the fact that I've ended up here is by the grace of God. So I'll bargain a little bit. Like, okay, maybe I won't have that second cup in the afternoon. Or maybe I will, but just I'll get a smaller one instead of a venti, you know? Or maybe in the morning I'll just drink half of my cup of coffee because I don't need the full 12 ounces. Maybe I'll just have a 6 ouncer, right? So it's all about balance and finding and holding myself accountable because I know I've talked about these very things. Now, let me know if you're the same way. And I thought I'd bring this up because I know there's a lot of girlies like myself who like their coffee, who get it every single day, who can't go without it, who can't function without it. I need to have hot. The problem is I need to have both hot and cold coffee. That's the problem. I can't just have one and be okay. I can't have cold in the morning. It has to be a hot cup. It's a psychological thing. Don't ask me. I don't know. And then in the afternoon, I need my cold cup of coffee. I go to, my favorite place and get my venti vanilla sweet cream cold brew. But that being said, I know it's a problem. So I thought, let me take it on here because there's somebody that needs to hear this along with me. And I need an accountability partner. I work well in groups, is what I'm saying. So if we can get together and like talk about what our denial lie is that we tell ourselves and try to help ourselves before our organs start shutting the hell down on us, I think we'll be okay. Because I heard you loud and clear, God. Heard you loud and clear. So I'll be cutting it back a little bit. Don't want to end up on a dialysis list. That's for sure. The kidney was like, we can no longer function on coffee alone, Amanda. This is not a way to live. And I heard you crystal clear. So, what's a lie? Let me leave this moment with you for self-reflection. What's a lie you often tell yourself? What's something that you're like, you know what, this isn't a problem, when indeed you know, in fact, that it is. It is. Okay? Think about it. Get back to me. Okay? Especially if you want to hear my 2 cents on it. Text it into me. 267-225-7853. Okay? We'll work on this together. The first step is admitting you have the problem. And I think I've done the first step like 3 times already. So first step is admitting you have the problem. Third time's also the charm. So I'm hoping those things together will get the ball rolling. Okay. Now I've cut back. I really did. Look, my coffee's not even in sight. I just got my one little cup here with my water. I'm good to go. Okay. Let me take a little swig too. All right, let me take a quick sponsor break. This episode is sponsored by Stampone O'Brien Dilsheimer Holloway. Shout out the injury lawyers, a Philadelphia personal injury firm that's been standing up for local families since 1984. These are neighborhood attorneys who were raised here and aren't afraid to go head to head with big insurance companies and major corporations when someone gets hurt. And don't we appreciate that? Yes, we do. So if you've been injured in a car accident, slip and fall, medical malpractice situation, or wrongful death case, God forbid, their team has the experience and toughness to pursue the compensation you deserve, my friend. They handle serious injury claims with skill and determination. They offer free confidential consultations, so you can understand your rights and your opinions, your options. Oh my gosh. If you or someone you love was hurt because of someone else's negligence, reach out to Stampone Law and make sure you have the right people in your corner. Like I said, they fight for the underdog. So learn more at stamponelaw.com. Their link and their info is in this episode's description. My apologies for my not being able to speak words correctly. Oh, Lordy. All right, in other news, the Winter Olympics are over. And to that, I say thank God. It's a cruel joke. It really is. It's a cruel prank to pull on people. Now, shout out. Listen, the hockey was amazing. Phenomenal. Shout out to USA. The girls handled it. They beat Canada. And then our men came in and swooped it up against the Canadians as well. So we whooped that ass. Okay. But other than that, I do enjoy the figure skating as well. I sit there on my couch with the remote, like I'm a judge. Like I've had a speck of training in figure skating. I'm like, they're not going to get the points because look how sloppy they didn't turn the. You become a skilled judge by the end of watching the Olympics, and that was exactly me. But other than that, like curling, okay, curling, I'm kind of like, is this serious? Like this is shuffleboard on ice. I could play this drunk. And there's Olympic teams. Like I felt sometimes you're like, okay, you miss your calling. Everything else, this game, it's really not my cup of tea. And maybe that's just me. I know there's avid people who love skiing and all, to each their own. And maybe it's just because of where I grew up, But I got to say, also the fact that we got to watch the Winter Olympics and it's nothing but snow and you're surrounded by nothing but snow, it was starting to drive me nuts. I'm more of a Summer Olympic type of gal. Okay. I think the Summer Olympics provide more excitement. I feel like there's more events, there's more different sports that maybe some of us played, as a child or adolescent, so it's easier to relate to those things. I'd rather much stare at sand and sun and people sweating than, oh my God, did you see that Polish girl? And now the speed skating was good. I don't know if we watched the speed skating. The one girl from Poland, that speed skating is dangerous. I'm going to tell you, if you do speed skating, you got some balls, my friend. Now, this was like a relay, like they do individuals, which you might see less of a crash out with the individuals. But then they get everybody on the same team on the ice. You got 12 people on the ice skating at one time. It's a recipe for disaster. Yous are turning corners so low, your hips an inch from the ground. All right. So what happened was, if you missed it, they crashed out. They slipped out from under them, crashed into a bunch of people. The one girl's skate. Now, if you've ever seen these aren't your regular figure skating skates. These things are like machetes on some Timberlands, okay? The blade is like this, and they're super sharp. This woman falls, and someone from another team was falling, hit her, kicked her right in the face. And when I tell you it missed her eye by a millimeter, Oh my God. Thank God she's okay. I mean, I think she's okay. Last I heard, she broke her orbital bone or something like that, something up in there. But she instantly, so I mean, I know she's definitely got stitches in her face. So you people are crazy to do that sport, but I just can't get down with the Winter Olympics. I'm very looking forward to the Summer Olympics. It's going to be out in LA. We thought about flying out because I think softball is going to be in it this year. So I would love to like take my daughter to a game, make it like a family trip. Um, so maybe that'll happen. But yeah, the Winter Olympics, they're not my cup of tea. They're really not. All right. I cleaned while I was here yesterday. Now, this was probably a deflection from doing what I should have been doing, which was painting my entryway. Instead, I thought, let me let me clean out my office. I'm not in there anymore except when I need to be on my computer. And over time, like the office becomes the space where when company's coming, we all have that one space, right? I know we all do in our house. We have that one space in our house where when company comes and you got shit laying around and it's shit that you normally don't have a space for, you gather up that shit and it goes in that hiding spot. And for me, it's the office. During Christmas time, I'm like, put it in the office. Put it in the office. Put it in the office. Where's this go, Mom? In the office. All right. So over time, shit gets left in there and then it just becomes a cluttered mess. I just felt like everything was falling on top of me. So I went in there and I cleaned house. It looks amazing in there now. Okay. So, and it's my office slash my pantry. Eventually, what I would love to do, my husband, if you're listening to this right now, is knock through and make that a part of our kitchen so we don't have the separation anymore and just open this whole bad boy up. But, you know, wishful thinking. Anywho, what I realized through this situation of cleaning out my office is I've come to the conclusion that I'm a hoarder. I'm indeed a hoarder. Now, I thought, am I a hoarder? Because in my mind, you know, I have valid reasoning for having the things that I have. But awareness is key, right? So I'm like, let me ask ChatGPT. They'll be able to tell me the truth. So here were some things like, okay, you might be a hoarder if. And I thought, all right, if I run down this list and I can check off most of these boxes, then I'm indeed a hoarder. So I thought, you know, like everything that I do, I'm going to hold myself accountable. I'm going to bring it to you people. You can hold yourself accountable too if you feel like you might be a hoarder or maybe you don't. Maybe you don't have that awareness. Maybe you're like, I don't have a hoarder problem. I don't know what you're talking about. And then at the end of this, you're like, Amanda, I have a hoarding problem. Yes, thank you for allowing me to recognize that within myself. So let's go through these together and figure out whether we have a problem or not, okay? Number one, you've kept a box for a product you no longer own. For example, like, okay, say if you have like a blender. You don't have the blender anymore, but you still got the blender box. Now, okay, that's fine and well, but what if the blender box is serving a purpose? If it's serving a purpose, I don't think it's a problem. If it's in your like a space in your room and it's taking up space and you're waiting to use it for something, you might be a hoarder. I'm just going to say that, okay? You have a chair that's just for clothes, not sitting, not decorative, just a fabric graveyard. I'm going to say that's me and my daughter. You know how many times I go in my kids' room and I'm like, get those hoodies and hang them up. I did not go to Ross and spend $20 on a stack of uh, hangers for you to throw your hoodies on your chair. I'm trying to teach her. I'm trying to break the cycle. At least give me that. But I do it too. We all have it. I think we all do that. I think that's like mild hoarding, okay? Like, let's not get carried away here. I'm feeling attacked already. You refuse to throw out a candle with 2% left. Hear me out. Candles are expensive, especially where I'm a Bath and Body girl. Okay, shout out to Bath and Body Works. This is not sponsored, but if you want to sponsor your girl, call me up. I love my Bath and Body Works candles. However, they're expensive, so I know their worth. And I know just because they might have just a little left to give doesn't mean that we should like get rid of that. Even if the wicks are gone, if you get one of those lamp, like the warmers, I still got a candle, and I swear they last longer when you don't burn the wick. If you just use the burn or the warmers, it's safer and your candles last longer. I have a Christmas candle that I love the smell of it, and it's still considered a winter candle because I hate the fact that there's spring. It's not spring out. I'm not making my house smell like spring. It's crazy. But um, I still get it does it's scents up my whole house. So why am I going to throw it out? I disagree with that one. I'm not going to throw away a candle with 2% left. No. Plus, that candle holds a memory. Like, that was the candle I got on sale, and I used my 20% off, and I had a free gift. Why would you want to throw that memory away? I don't know. I have to disagree with that one. Okay, here's another one. You keep bags inside another bag, and you might have a bag system. Now, I'm going to say that's me. I have especially like where I live, we have to buy our own bags. And my problem is I constantly forget to put the bags back in the car so that when I get to the food store, I'm like, God damn it, I got to buy another 4 bags. So I have an overabundance of bags. I actually just went through because I keep the bags in my office. So I went through and threw some of them away and used them for trash bags. So I did get rid of some of them, but I will say that is me. And whenever I get my hands on a plastic bag, because they're like illegal, you bet your bottom dollar I'm saving that bad boy. Because we all need, like, there's plastic bags serve a purpose, like cleaning up dog shit, what have you. I don't know why we got rid of them or told people they couldn't use them, but that's crazy to me. So, all right, I get it, but also I'm working on it. You save takeout containers like you're running a restaurant. Again, hear me out. Um, when you make soup, now this could be an idea. Let me just add to your problem. If you're a container girly or man like myself, the pint containers that you get from the Chinese restaurants are great when you have leftover soup that you need to freeze. So I'm not going to get rid of that one. Sorry, not happening. Some of them serve a purpose. But if you're that person where every container in your fridge is not what's in the container, like you got that country crock and you got, a slab of meatloaf in there, like let's have some organization and have some nice. Now let me tell you where to go. Go on QVC. Shout out to my QVC. They got lock and lock containers and you can get the lids in different colors and they all go into one another nicely. So you ain't got to worry about it. All right. So do that for yourself. All right. You own 47 random chargers and none of them work and you don't know where they go. I have a whole drawer. A whole drawer. And that is something I'm not proud of because I hate that drawer. I don't open it. And when I do, I get aggravated. I don't understand how we got to this point. And I don't even know what possessed me to be like, I'll throw this cord in there and remember exactly what it. There's probably cords in there for shit that I don't even have anymore, that I don't even own, but the cord is still in there. But on the same token, looking at the glass half full, I will tell you there have been times where I have went into the wire drawer, the charger drawer, and found a wire that served another purpose. I thought, oh, this could charge this. So, there's times where it comes in need, but seldom. Usually it's just an aggravation. So I got to work on that. Yeah. Check that box off for me. Let's see what else they got on here. You have clothes that don't fit, but you refuse to let go. Now, this was me recently, and Tara, if you're listening to this, I know you can attest. My friend Tara, we're all going through our weight loss journey, and I was able to pass down some jeans to her. Now, when I tell you I didn't realize I had a problem, that should have been what I came to this conversation with. Not the cleaning out. See, this is how bad I don't know I have the problem, that I didn't announce this problem first before that, because the office wasn't even half as bad as what I'm about to tell you. I was like, I have some jeans. Now in my mind, I'm like, I think I have like 3 or 4 pair that I could give her. I'm like, I have some jeans upstairs that, don't fit me anymore. If you want them, rather than going out and buying clothes that are just not going to fit you in a couple months, let me know. She goes, yeah, I'm going to come over. So she comes over. I go through my closet. When I tell you, I could have made a whole rack, like I could have been like you walked into American Eagle, a whole table with jeans. There had to have been, she had enough jeans for now to wear every single day of the week, and for when she gets a little smaller for every single day of the week. It's a problem. It's a problem. Okay, so that, yes. And I didn't even work on the rest of my closet yet. That is something, double check that box off. Matter of fact, double check it. Double check it. Double check it. Let's see. This is me. You've moved the same box to multiple houses without opening it. You don't know what it's in there, but it's coming with you. There are things in my garage that I know, like it's kind of like a time capsule at this point, is what it is. I know there's probably some t-shirts, maybe some newspapers, little trinket shit that I just felt like I needed to hold on to because, quote unquote, one day it might be worth something. So those bins will continue to sit in there. I have to be honest, that's something that I'll look through them maybe out of boredom. We are actually making a date, my husband and I, to organize, clean out. I'm going to get new shelving in our garage and just make it a more because it's the pulling out of the Christmas decorations. It destroys my entire garage. So every single year we're like, okay, we have to clean the garage, got to clean the garage out. And then from hosting and like just shit's everywhere out there. It's a mess. So getting some shelving, getting those bins that just slide right into the shelves real nice. But I'll tell you, those bins will get shoved right in, and I'm not going to look in them. And if I do, I'm not throwing anything away. I just can't do it unless it really needs to, which I'm pretty sure I trust myself enough to know that if I've put this in here, it was meant to stay. It was meant to stay. So that's just some of the things, and then you got like, you keep things because you paid money for them. I paid good money for this. I ain't throwing this out. I'm right there with you. You got emotional attachments to objects. Can't throw this out. When I'm going to tell you right now, God help my husband. God help my husband when my grandmother's house goes up for sale, because I don't think I might not have to leave the state when they clean. I mean, I know I'll probably help clean the house out, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to clean the house out. Because I will literally be like, you know what? I'm just going to buy the house and it'll be a time capsule for when I need to come in here and emotionally cry one out. I grew up in that house, right? Like, don't you feel the same way? Can you imagine? I mean, some of us have had to clean out our grandparents' house. I'm sure it was heartbreaking. I can't even imagine. There's something she's got a plaque. It says Betty's Kitchen. Sure as shit, Betty's Kitchen is going to be hanging in my kitchen. It's going to be Betty's Kitchen. I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm not going to be able to do it. Nope. Certain things have emotional attachments. Some of my grandmom's knickknacks, I remember as a little girl. Now, I was the only child until I was like 7. So I had to make friends with inanimate objects and my stuffed animals. So I'd be there having conversations with my grandmom's knickknacks. Okay, you think I don't remember those conversations? Those people matter. They're coming with me. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be bad. But those are just some of the things. If any of you can relate, if you checked off most of the boxes, listen, like I said, the first step in knowing you have a problem is recognizing it and admitting it. We'll work on the rest, later down the road. But here we are. So I feel like I've checked off most of the boxes, but also gave a good excuse. So I don't know. You let me know where that puts me, all right? Let me know. Text me or call me, 267-225-7853. Until next time, love you, mean it.